For business leaders in the fashion industry, navigating 2020 has meant facing one new challenge after another. Remo Ruffini is one business leader who's shown a knack for reimagining how global luxury fashion brands can operate in this kind of situation. In 2003, he took over the helm of Moncler, the historic French brand which specializes in producing down jackets. In doing so, he took Moncler from 60 million euros in annual revenue to 1.4 billion euros in revenue by 2019. And part of the company's recent success can be attributed to a new business model, Moncler Genius. It's a platform of innovation and creativity where top designers interpret Moncler's identity, and the collections are delivered monthly with a dedicated communications strategy, as we recently examined in a BOF professional case study. Have a look at this video. So now that it's clear we're going to have to live with the virus for some time, even the most innovative go-to-market strategies like Moncler Genius need to be overhauled. And today, Remo Ruffini, CEO of Moncler, is here to reveal his pandemic pivot for Moncler Genius exclusively at Voices 2020. I'll be taking questions for Remo from the community, so as I'm discussing with him, make sure to add your questions into the chat window next to your video player. Hello, Remo. It's nice to have you with us from Milan. How are you today?
Sorry, I'm very good. It's snowing in Milano, means I feel good. It's my moment. And very happy. I'm very happy to talk with you, very happy to talk with your community.
Well, thank you for being with us. You know, Remo, I want to start by taking you back maybe just to the worst phase of the crisis for you. And I'm keen to get into your head at that time. What were you most worried about when the crisis first hit? I mean, from a business perspective.
I mean, as you remember, end of February, I remember I was honestly quite shocked, beginning of March, because my feeling was what's going to happen, I'm going to last. At the beginning, I was honestly worry about the business, but worry about the world as well. I think I heard from China starting, a few weeks before. And then after that, we really have a strong lockdown. We decided to close our company as well at the beginning of March. And then we have a couple of months very tough, closing the house, really work on everything, work on collection, work on business, in front of the iPad every day, 10 hours a day. We design a collection online. We make a fitting online, means for the spring summer collection, means was a unique opportunity. At the beginning was quite tough in terms of emotion. I think energy is everything for me, is everything for my company. And after 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, I think I said this crisis could be an opportunity. Honestly, we have to think about what's going on. Everything was very accelerating. We have a clear strategy behind us, but we have to accelerate our strategy. And then, soon I decided to facing this crisis with totally different approach, going to really think what could be the opportunity for the next step. And we really start to work in a different way, totally different way. Still today, I cannot travel. That is not easy for my job, because I used to travel from China, New York, Japan, going back to Italy, design the collection, then go to the market, understand what's going on. As you know, for me, feedback in the market from the customer is very, very important. Fast feedback is super important. We are not a traditional fashion company. We really want to really stay tuned with our customer. This is our key. And means flexibility. Then I thought that we cannot have any more a 3-year strategy, 2-year strategy, 1-year strategy, but we must be very flexible in general, in terms of digital approach, in terms of logistic approach, in terms of ideas, in terms of collection, in terms of talking with the designer. And flexibility is today for me is a key. I don't take any decision for tomorrow. I really try to move day by day, to have my object in front of me, my ideas in front of me, but at the same time, I really need to be flexible. Think about the business. China is very successful, and we didn't know 2 months, 3 months ago. I mean, Korea is never locked down. Korea is good since ever, because I think they used to have virus, let's say. Japan is very up and down, because when the prime minister say stay in house, everybody they lock down, they auto lockdown. Europe we have like 3 months lockdown at the beginning of the year. There we have another month in November that for us, as you know, is our November, December, and October is the best period for our business. Means now we reopened 2 days ago in Italy. England is opening today. All Europe is reopened. For sure, Europe is not the best market at the moment. For sure, we don't have tourists. We don't have visitors. I think local people, they're quite scared, because especially in Italy, they cannot move from one area to another area. But I don't want to be pessimistic. I want to be, I have honestly a lot of energy. I really think we can make the next step. We can really think to make the next step. But today, I don't want to wait that this problem is finished. I don't think we're going to finish tomorrow. I don't think we're going to finish 2021. I don't think we're going to finish 2022. I think 2020 could be something like, I hope second half will be more energetic, at least for the domestic market. 22 could be start something. I think the 23 is the year we can have the same approach as the 2019. Means is 3-4 years. Means if you cannot stay sit in your chair and say I wait what's going when this problem is gonna finish. Not. I think we need a different approach, different project, new ideas, new way to work. Try to find the same experience we have offline, with the same experience we have on physical, transform the same experience on digital. At the same time, you have to build up a totally different approach on omnichannel. You have to totally different approach to talk with your people. It's not only question to have a live streaming from the store to sell something more. This is, I don't think is very interesting. I think it's a part of the game, but the most interesting is to redesign your company based on the future. The future could be the next 2 years. Is more than enough, to change your face, your company. I think Moncler
Remo, let me interrupt you there, because that kind of lays everything out. But I want to make sure we start with Moncler Genius, because Moncler Genius has been kind of this very pivotal strategy for you over the last few years. The whole industry was interested in it. We did a case study on it at BOF because so many people were asking questions about it and we're trying to understand it. But as you said just now, we have to redesign the way we do things, and that includes things like Moncler Genius. So tell me now, what are you planning to do with Moncler Genius going forward? Because clearly it can't stay still, as you were just saying. Everything needs to be changed. What are your plans for shifting and kind of pivoting Moncler Genius?
Actually, it was exactly, what we say in March and April. I say I have to speed up my strategy. I have to move very fast. I think I don't want to change anything. I think Genius was a turning point for the company. Genius was successful, but I always use the word we have to update our software. Means not change everything, but update. And I always thinking, if music shift from CD to Spotify or to Netflix, whatever it is, why should fashion remain the same? I think they must change. And we decide to change almost everything. For sure, the approach is. But then we can talk. I think we want to change the location. The location will be from Milano. I think we're looking for a super energetic country like as China. I think we're gonna move in China. The collection will be more customer centric, and I think for sure, because it's very important today, the collection must be very, 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 very sustainable. And I think the format is a big change for us. The format become a media, not anymore a fashion show, not anymore an event, become a media, and the Genius building became a studios. I think this is another turning point. I don't want to make another event for thousands and thousands of people. I really think about the Cinecittà in Rome. You know, it's like a studio that you can really broadcast everything for every people all around the world. Means the event will be like really a teaser, and the launch that we have during the next year will be really the episode. Think about little bit Netflix. When you go to Netflix, you see a teaser, then you decide to see the movie. If you decide to see the movie, you have the different episode. This we're gonna present all like as usual, all the every month something. You know, every month one designer, every month one editorial project, every month one approach. We are honestly inspired a lot from art, for sure, a lot from music. For sure, this is a turning point for my vision is a gaming, and for cinema for sure every day. Genius will come to you, whatever is your passion. You know, I think we have to attract a lot of more customer, young generation. Means we have to stay tuned with the passion of these people. I think this is very important. Think about, you know, talk with people. We're talking with people from art. Why would not think about a live auction? People with music. I'm really keen to think about, you know, the jukebox concept that I personally love a lot. Gaming again is a turning point. I think we really talk with different people to make something very, very, very strong in the gaming world.
Okay, so Remo, I just want to be clear. So one, there's no more physical event, and you're going to turn it into a digital broadcast. And the physical event is what Moncler Genius kind of really made. It was kind of a real revolution for fashion events, because you had, you know, 12,000 customers come to your event. So you're moving away from the physical event. What about the timing? When will you be doing Moncler Genius? I'm imagining in February it's not possible.
No, it's totally different. It's not. I don't want to skip physical. It will be physical, but broadcasting as well. I want people there, but with a totally different approach. More with the approach of the studios. You know, we're gonna move from February. You know, we're gonna move to September. That for us is very important. It's more close to our season. It's more close to our approach, to our attitude, and we're gonna stay more tuned with our customer, because, as you know, second half of the year is very our DNA. Means timing September going to China will be physical, but at the same time really honestly broadcasting through these different tools, different approach, through music, through art, through gaming, through cinema, and to all the world that I feel was already in our DNA, but we really speed up all this approach, because, you know, this moment we need to make something totally different, a totally different view. For sure, we don't want to leave Milano Fashion Week. For example, we're going to have a slot on the Milano Fashion Week, the different time for sure, because we're going to be in China. We'll be on, I think, in the morning. For sure, we don't want to stay far from New York. We're going to have something broadcasting in some square in New York. And why not in the Tube in Tokyo? You know, I think we really work a lot on this project. I think we have a lot of ideas. We already have some partner in the different passion we have, and I think we'll be hopefully to reach the goal. But I'm really excited that could be a very strong next step, because I think the game today is to mix the physical experience, but to have as well a very strong digital experience.
That's a bit like what we're doing here with Voices. You know, Voices was a physical event, and we've kind of created this hybrid physical digital element with the global broadcast. So I feel like the world of fashion, you know, media, fashion brands are moving towards this new hybrid model. But I just want to recap all the changes there that you've listed out. So one, you're moving the date of Moncler Genius to September to be closer in season, which is, I think, something that we've heard a lot of fashion brands thinking about, so that the energy created by a show is kind of closer to your big season, which is, of course, the winter. Number two, you're moving the show to China, but it will stay on the Milan Fashion Week calendar, so you'll still have a slot. So you'll figure out a way of doing it in the evening in China, or later in the day in China, so it can be during the day in Milan. And third, you're moving to this kind of hybrid format where there's some physical elements, but the real focus is on broadcasting it to the world. But I have one other question for you. Since you're moving it to China, is there a chance that Moncler Genius could be kind of a rotating show so that it happens in different parts of the world?
Yeah, this is more or less our idea before COVID. This is our idea, and then that's why I always say we accelerate our strategy. Tomorrow, September could be in China, maybe we can repeat 2 times in China. Honestly, we don't have, I think we're going to be very, very flexible. We have to follow the energy. But the most important point, I always say to the people in my company, the people on my team, we don't have the customers don't have to come to us. We will go to them. This is one of the most important things. Means not anymore only physical to weigh the people, but we have to think about, we have to go in every room, in every house, in every city, just to talk. And we expect, last year we have more than 12,000 people. But honestly, maybe I'm too pretentious, I don't know, but I expect over 100 million people, over 200 million people. This is my dream. Right. I don't know if I can reach the goal, but this is what we have in mind, because anyway, the fashion world is changed, the luxury world is changed. You cannot sleep and say, I'm waiting when this crisis is going to finish. I think we have to involve, improve. And having said that, I don't want to make another digital fashion show that I don't feel is interesting. I really try to find something very, very, again, with strong energy. I really feel about the studios. I think about a director that is going to make a movie. I really, when I say I want to make also something physical in China, I think, different stage, with different director, they can talk with the different people all around the world. Yeah. Talk with the Milano Fashion Week, talk to the people at home, talking with the people on the tube in Aoyama, in Tokyo. I mean, it's very, very ambitious, very ambitious, I know. We have only 9 months in front of us. We start working, or 10 months, whatever. We start working a few months ago. It's very, very ambitious, but this is our ambition.
Remo, it sounds amazing. And you can see like the vision coming out. I want to take a couple of questions that have come through from our community, because people are quite curious about Moncler Genius. So we have a question from Francisco Ferreira, who's contacting us from Barcelona in Spain. And he's asking about Moncler's recycling strategies and sustainability strategies. What are your plans in that regard, Remo?
As you know, we are very, very keen on that. We are quite proud because for the second year we're leading the industries on the Dow Jones Sustainability Index. That for us was quite interesting. In October, we launched our main project that is Moncler Born to Protect. It is our sustainable project is very close to us because I think Moncler was born to protect the people. And this is, I think, is very, very interesting, based on 5 pillars, basically, based on climate action, circular economy, fair sourcing, diversity, and give back to local community. That I personally like a lot this. The Moncler Sustainable Plan has a clear goal, becoming carbon neutral in 2021, recycle of nylon fabric production by 2023, and recycling of DIST, that is our certificate, down certificate, in 2021. Traceability for raw material. Down, as I want to remember, down is already traced from 2015. And use of sustainable nylon as well, 50% sustainable by at least 2025, I try to speed up a little bit this process.
Sure. I think that's, I think customers are now expecting that kind of progress from fashion companies. So it's good to hear. There's another question that is coming from Jeff Lowndes in London. And he's asking about the designer mix of Moncler Genius. You know, what's made, I think, Moncler Genius so exciting for everybody, at least for me. I mean, when I came in February, and to be immersed in that space and to see all of these amazing designers, Jonathan Anderson and Craig Green, as we saw in the video earlier, is the designer strategy going to stay the same?
Yes, as you know, we changed a couple of designers every edition. We're going to have not yet decided, not yet signed contract, but I think we're going to have at least one or two very interesting designer came from different industries. That could be something new for our strategy. And I have quite a clear vision. You know, I try to find the best talent around the world, but they are able to talk with a different generation, different customer, different approaches. You know, we have Hiroshi, that is kind of a Japanese designer, Yoshi Fujiwara, that is more streetwear, but more very sophisticated. And we have Craig Green, that for me is one of the genius in the menswear. As well, we have this collection from Jonathan that was men and ladies. I think we can really change the jacket from one guys to another. I think, you know, very, very interesting what Genius is. I think we have to evolve as well but we have so great designer that for me is every season is not easy to say, I want to find another one.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, for me, that's one of the highlights of Moncler Genius. So I'm glad that's going to stay. I think we have time for one question. And actually, there's similar questions. One's come from Inga Gries in Germany, and the other question is from Frederick Court in London. And they're asking, how do you adapt a collection with an outdoor focus in a world where we're all forced to be indoors? And the way Inga's put it is, this isn't the outside winter meeting. Rather than stay and meet outside than inside. Like, are these things helpful or harmful to your business, that customer behavior is changing so much?
No, honestly, I think the world is very close to us. I think the future of the world is very hiking, is very going to the park, is very climbing the mountain, is very stay outside. For sure, not in this month. For sure, now we have lockdown. I don't think we're going to use much jacket, but I feel in the midterm, the people they feel to go less in the city, more outside. I heard that a lot of my friends, they're looking for a house outside from Milano because they want to have the kids around the garden. My feeling is we're facing, I don't want to be too much optimist that I'm not, but my feeling is really that for us, the future is good really because the way to live will be different. I think the people, they would love more to go outside in the city. I also heard from friends from LA that in the weekend they go, you know, in the park, Northern California, just to have another approach. I think that's why I think digital, talk with them through digital, not only to sell jacket, not only to make a digital commerce, but really to engage them, to sell them as well. You know, I think could be a big game for our industries. I think this is where to really change the speed.
Okay, well, with that, Remo, we have to end there, but I'm so grateful for your time today. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully, we'll get to catch up in person very soon.
Fantastic. Ciao, Imran. Thank you very much.
Ciao, ciao.